Maybe a little bit. I think now they can say, you know what, we have something to be proud of. Before maybe they would say, what if you think of Tijuana, negative aspects will come into mind. Now you think, well, we have one of the busiest borders in the world. There's business blooming in Tijuana now. There's tourism is blooming also, and then you have a soccer team that brings all those things together. You know, the economic aspect is getting better based on the growth of the soccer team too. There's been reports out there of how the impact of this team has in the economy, the agriculture, everything, because it creates jobs, it creates new lives for different people, and I think that's why people are proud of that now. They can say, yes, we have a championship caliber soccer team, but we also have a company, an entity that we can say, you know what, it helped us in a certain way in life. You know, you can ask the taxi cab drivers how much more business they get. Hotels, how much more business they get for people to come visit. Restaurants, the casinos, the vendors out on the street, how much more business do they get? How much of their lives change because people buy their products because they're coming to the games. So I think in that sense, it made a huge impact having this team here in that aspect. Yes, well, might be a little embarrassed to say this, but Spanish was first language, right? I still learned to speak Spanish, but I grew up in California and went to school in California. I was born in California, so English became my main language, and I speak more English than Spanish. But I think I can relate to our fans on both sides of the border, because I think the Tijuana, San Diego, Southern California region is a unique region to the world, where our fans don't only just speak Spanish, they speak English too. If you come outside and you see them buying tickets, they order them in English. They speak Spanish and English. So there's a combination of fans who can relate to that culture, and then obviously the ones that just speak Spanish and grew up here or came from somewhere else in Mexico. But it's not new that you see fans that will speak only English. And that's why we started trying to reach out to the public through our social media pages in English, through a website in English, through English language media, because we have fans who grew up in the area maybe not reading in Spanish, maybe not watching television in Spanish. They want their soccer news in English. You know, for instance, like myself, I grew up in San Diego, so I wanted to watch television in English, wanted to read the newspaper in English, but I never left my Mexican roots because my family is from Tijuana, from Guadalajara. So that I still wanted to be a part of, and I think our club relates to those people. That we're a team that's at the border that can cater to people who only speak Spanish and grew up in Tijuana and Baja, and then those who live in the United States with Mexican American families, or even other races that love soccer and have something that's close to them that they can relate to. Yes, I think so, because like it ties to that culture. For instance, let's say an example. They call them millennials, the people that born in this era. They grew up with MTV. They grew up with in the United States. They grew up with different pop culture items that relate to what their peers in school and things like that, not to what their mom or their dad watched. Our team, I think, caters also to the younger population, and we're that pop culture team because we're new. We won a title. We're the trend at times in Tijuana, at the border. So the younger audience wants to see that. Instead of, well, let's go watch, I don't know, let's travel to Torreon and watch a Santos game. Nothing wrong with that, but that's your parents' team, not my team. I don't know if that makes sense.